Hello Gemini, thank you for coming to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome. If you're new to the channel, I hope you enjoy the reading. It's a general reading, so aspects of it may apply to you, but it could also apply to somebody else in your life at this time. So we have, on the board we have 3rd house, 2nd house, 5th house, and 9th house is an additional. We've got Grand Cross Provoker, Mercury Mind, Fire Element, and at the top we've got Abundantia, Prosperity, White Tara, Sensitivity, and Green Tara, Start Delegating. And then we have Hathor, Receptivity, and we've got Solar Eclipse, Revolution. Okay, so it seems to me that as I said, children could be quite a big theme in your life at the moment, whether you have children with you currently or you are hoping to conceive or have children coming to you in some way. There seems to be a fair bit of emphasis on that this month. But there's some sort of shift, a big change coming for you, mentioned twice here, and it's all to do with your 5th house. Which covers not only children, it covers other things like creativity, your particular brand, and also sports and any kind of any form of recreation, love affairs, risk-taking, and so on. So there's something to do with that. Your finances, you know, your income is coming up for attention as well, but it can also be linked to your self-worth. And then you have 3rd house, which is everything to do with communication coming in. So if you are having a big event, something to do with your children or some issue to do with children, the conception of them, or your children that you have with you currently, whether they're yours or perhaps a partner's children or something like that, you know, if you're undergoing some sort of shift or change, it can affect a great many areas in your life, and income can be one of them, and also communication. So let's just see now. With the 3rd house, as I said, this is the house of communication, all forms. So this is written, verbal, online. It can also be body language. This house also deals with learning, and this can be early education as well. It's also to do with your you know, your sort of electronics and internet and, you know, all forms of communication. So that's anything to do with the internet as well. It's also to do with short journeys. So this could be some, you know, some applying to some of you that are able to get out and go on short journeys that may be coming in for you at this time. Underneath it we have Grand Cross Provoker, and then we have Abundantia, Prosperity. So what this is saying is that something in your life is, you know, is creating quite a bit of stress and possibly frustration, certainly pressure, and it's manifesting in your 3rd house. So Grand Cross Provoker, that's what it does. It actually activates, it's a catalyst for change. It activates change in your life, and it's going to be manifesting in your 3rd house in some way. So your 3rd house can also be to do with communication, not only with one-on-one with various, no, excuse the kitty, she's just walking across the cards now. With the 3rd house, it can be communication sort of to a wider audience, to a bigger audience, but it can also be one-on-one to certain family members, whether that is aunts, uncles, cousins, general relatives, anything like that. It could come in. It could even be neighbors as well, because it does cover neighborhoods. But it could also be to a wider audience. It could be within your work environment, and possibly there's, if it's to do with your work environment, there could be a lot going on at the moment, and you could be under quite a lot of pressure. It's also, the 3rd house is also about receiving messages, but also giving messages, or receiving news or giving news. And there could be just a great deal going on with this card. This card actually does, as I said, put you, the energy is a lot of pressure, it's a lot of juggling. But what it does do is it builds up inner strength, inner resilience, and resourcefulness. And it teaches you to handle pressure coming at you from all different sides. So you're going to be juggling a lot of priorities, a lot of things going on, different requirements, different energy levels. So, but it's really going to be pushing you to get a lot done in a very short space of time. But at the end of that, once you come out of that, then you will start to see, you will start to see the results of it. But it's what it teaches you during that process, during that journey, which is hugely important at this time. So if you are working on a business, starting a business, perhaps you have left or you have changed your employment and now you're going into something different, or you're starting something for yourself, then that is whenever you're starting or launching something, you are going to be dealing with a great many priorities and so on. So this card is about setting your priorities, write them down. If they have to change on a regular basis, then make sure you do that. But be very, very strong and very persistent with these priorities. Make sure that you achieve one at a time as you go along. No sooner do you get through one, then you must move on to the next one. You've got the green tarot card here about delegation as well, so that's going to be important for you. But it really is about managing your time, managing your priorities, and also sort of honing your focus down to on just a few things at a time, because the tension will be high, frustration may be high. No sooner do you turn a corner, then there's something else that comes up, and so on. But it really does teach you to build up your inner strength and to handle change productively. I'm just going to let the kitty out one moment. Apologies for that interruption. She was determined to be here for the reading, but as you know, they sometimes get restless. So as I said, so if you are working on a project or several projects, you are going to be feeling that tension. You are going to be feeling like you've got things coming at you from all different angles. But it's also about your communication. How are you communicating with others during this period? And juggling all your priorities, juggling what you need to say to your family, aunts, uncles, cousins, siblings, and also just any sort of wider audience as well. There may be a great deal of technology going on, electronics and so on, as you are making your way through this situation. Or it could be simply communicating with others in general, and actually trying to express certain things. So you may be wanting to expand your horizons with regards to your business or with whatever it is that you're involved in. And with the third house, that is your house of communication to your immediate circle and to the people you're involved with, and maybe even a slightly wider audience. At the top you have Abundancia, prosperity. So what she's saying is the universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Be open to receiving. So with all the pressures and juggling and prioritizing that's going on, during that process, don't be concerned that your financial needs won't be met while you are going through this process of launching something or perhaps initiating something, because Abundancia is saying that your needs will be met and that the universe has got your back, and not to worry about financial aspects coming in for you. You are going to be supported during this. Now, with Abundancia and with prosperity, that indicates money, sort of wealth, financial backing. But it can also be abundance in many other areas, which can be ideas, support, and just concern and people willing to assist you. So with this card, the Grand Cross Provoker, you are going to be under pressure. So if somebody comes forward to offer you help, assistance, financial backing, or whatever it is, be open to receiving that, because there's nothing wrong with asking for help or receiving. If you want to work on being in an abundant flow, you have to be able to give and receive in equal measure. So if you are giving too much, then your scales will be out of balance and you won't be able to manifest abundance because you're giving too much. You actually need to be able to receive as well. You need to have a receiving mindset. Too much receiving and you also won't be abundant. You've got to have the two balanced. So it's a situation that occurs while you're in the thick of things. And with Grand Cross, there will be a lot of, as I said, juggling going on. So it's a balancing act of giving and receiving, but that whatever is going on in your third house and whoever is involved, the universe has got your back from a financial point of view. You will receive assistance, and that not to concern yourself with that, but to be focusing on how you're communicating with others, what it is you're saying, and how are you managing your time and your resources, and how are you going to plot your path forward, even though things may be tricky, that this particular aspect is taken care of. We also have the second house owning. So this goes hand in hand with the second house as well, because once you've got your finance in hand, it's how you're going to express yourself within that realm as well. So with the second house, this is everything to do with ownership. So it's everything that you own, all your possessions, your material possessions, whatever you value. It's your value systems, what you value in yourself and what you value in others and in your possessions. It's also the house of self-worth. So that also does link in with the Abundance card about receiving. There are also other cards on the board here which are talking about receiving, the ability to receive, which is actually a feminine quality. So whether you're a masculine or a feminine, make sure that you are using that feminine ability to receive, to be receptive. So with this card coming in, some aspect of the second house is going to be highlighted for you, and your self-worth is kind of coming up at this time within this as well. So your income, how you're earning your money, where your income is coming from, how it's coming into you, is also in the spotlight. We've got Mercury Mind at the bottom. This is another communication card. Mercury rules the third house anyway, so communication is hugely important for you at the moment. Now, you are a Gemini, so this is natural for you. Third house is your home house. Mercury is your ruler. So this is really about harnessing the very best Gemini qualities that you have, which is intelligence. It's multitasking. It's being flexible. It's having an inquiring mind. It's a mastering of media, all forms of communication. It's about using your mind and being quick-witted, and all of those aspects. But it can also be the other side of that, which is flightiness, having the gift of the gab, and coming across as insincere, or tuning into gossip, and listening to whatever else is going on in the environment, or overindulging in media and actually exhausting yourself with that as well. So all of those aspects can come in. But with Mercury coming in for your second house, I think it is saying that in some way, shape or form, you're going to be needing to apply yourself at this time in a thoughtful way. So this is about mindfulness. This is about paying attention to detail. And networking and communicating with others. It's also about expressing yourself or writing down what it is that you require, what it is you need to say, or what it is you need to express. And with the Grand Cross Provoker card coming under your third house, this is going to be really, really important as well. So expressing what it is you need to say, and also writing it down. Writing is really powerful. It can manifest just by doing that, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. So make sure your thoughts and your words are really positive at this time, and the Mercury outcome, will shift any communications along. It's also about, perhaps making a decision, weighing things up in your mind. You may have to do research about something. You may have to research certain things to do with your income. Perhaps you are launching a business or going into your own business or something. And connected to that is finance and also communication. In other words, making use of various types of technology and so on. All of these factors come in with Mercury. But I do feel that it is about paying attention to detail and being mindful about what you're doing. and what you're saying, and just avoid getting involved in any sort of gossip or scandal or anything like that, because the truth can also come out with Mercury. So just be careful with that. Take the high road and ensure that you are, moving in a direction which is beneficial and is for the highest good. But it can also be about, as I said, technology and electronics and so on. And it can also be that you need to just manage that process, manage how much you are doing and when you are doing it. Because with the Mercury card, sometimes you can overdo it. You can actually be so immersed in media and tech and communications and so on that you exhaust yourself with that. I say that because at the top you've got White Tara, sensitivity. So you are becoming increasingly sensitive. Avoid harsh relationships, environments, situations, and chemicals. So with that, just make sure that in the chase to earn income, or to build up your values and your possessions and so on, that you are not exhausting yourself or immersing yourself in too much of all of that, because what it will do is it will create a toxic environment which you will need to take a break from. With Ascension, you automatically become much more sensitive. So you want to navigate the second house as best you can. You want to make sure that your self-worth is attended to, that your values are aligned with your interests and what is serving you at this time. If it's not serving you, if it's not right for you, then you must change things. And what she is saying is that you need to just become aware of what is going on in your environment, and just work for yourself. In other words, to clear out any toxic behavior, any toxic people, any situations. Really streamline your environment. Streamline what it is, how you're earning your income, and what it is that you're doing on a daily basis, how you're communicating and how you are manifesting income, and how it affects your self-worth and so on. Because with sensitivity, a lot of things are going to actually grate on your nerves. And, with Mercury, you can become, as I said, a bit strung out. So just be very careful with that you're not overdoing it and going too far, burning the candle at both ends and so on, in the pursuit of possessions, ownership. It could be real estate related, it could be land related, perhaps you're buying and selling, things like that. Whatever it is, however you're earning your income, or everything to do with your possessions and your material world, just be careful, how it's tied into your values, your personal values, and also to your self-worth. And just detox and cut back on anything which is going to tax your nervous system or create, an environment which is going to be overwhelming for you. We have here the next house is the 5th house. This is the house of children. As I said, it's also the house of creativity. So this is, not necessarily artistry or being artistic, but creativity. We are all creative. Not everybody is artistic. So it's your creativity, it's your particular brand, your individuality, your originality, what you bring into a situation or into your life, or how you dress or how you speak and so on. It's also the house of love affairs. And it's also the house of recreational activities, all pleasurable, fun, sporting activities, anything like that. Any kind of recreational activity comes under the 5th house. It also has a risk element to it, so it covers gambling, it covers following the stock exchange. Any kind of risk-taking activity also falls in under this house. So at the bottom we have 5th element, fire element, desire. So some kind of swift change is coming in for you at this time. Some sort of swift, almost like a clearing of the decks. The fire element can do that. What it does is it drives you to actually clear the decks. It's almost like a scorched earth policy to start again, to plant new things. So that's why I say I feel that either it's to do with your family and your children, or it's to do with you perhaps launching or starting something, whether it's a hobby or an interest, or it could be a recreational activity which is now going to the next level. It could be a sporting activity. But as I said, it could be to do with children as well. If you are a teacher, then it's children that you're associated with. It may not be your own children, okay? But what it's saying is that, this card brings in the desire to get on with things. It's almost like a fire gets lit under you. So it's enthusiasm, it's courage, it's daring, it's the wherewithal to go after something, to claim something, to seek and claim something. But it can have a scorched earth policy. There are swift changes that come in with this. It could be an epiphany or some kind of change of direction for you, or however it's playing out in your 5th house. But it really is like a fire is lit, and it's all the fiery energies amalgamated in one card, which is the fire element. So it's there could be a bit of some egos going on there. It could be that you may have to get up front with somebody, be honest about something, and get your cards on the table. It's kind of a no-nonsense approach. Let's get done, let's get sorted out. But it is about courage and actually the enthusiasm and the energy to achieve something. So it certainly looks like something will be released for you, and you'll be able to go after it in some way. It could be your children that are going through this. Perhaps they are entering a phase in their life where you are assisting them with this. We have Green Tara, start delegating. Ask others, including me, to help you instead of trying to do everything by yourself. Okay, so this comes back to the receiving energy. You're not Superwoman or Superman. We all have our limits, and this is where the white Tara sensitivity card comes in as well. Know what your limits are. Okay, so perhaps you are grappling with your children. Perhaps you're homeschooling at the moment, and they've got various activities going on, or you are just trying to cope with work and that, and juggling a great many things. We're all in the whole world is in a state of change right now. So your priorities are changing, perhaps on a daily basis. But what she's saying is that you need to give your children chores. So this could be your own children or other children that you are in your life at the moment, but it can also be perhaps you're a teacher, but you need to actually set tasks for them to do to assist you to move forward and get where you need to be. So everything to do with that. It could be your partner, you're in a love partner, perhaps it's somebody that you're involved with, but it can also be in a recreational or fun activity that you're involved in. Start delegating, ask for help, be in a receptive energy, and if somebody offers you help or comes forward, then accept the help. You won't be able to do it all yourself, and all you're going to do is tax your energy and run yourself ragged. So make sure that you are setting priorities in place, but also boundaries, and farming out chores to the people in your 5th house, your children, or however it's placed, to assist you at this time, so that everything will be achieved. Especially with the Grand Cross Provoker card, you're going to be juggling a lot. So, and you're going to be needing to have your energy and ask others to help you at this time. As an aside, we have the 9th house coming in. So this also popped out. So the 9th house is everything to do with education, teaching. So if you are a teacher, this is going to be really relevant for you. The creativity and the children's aspect of it. It may be 3rd house, which is early education, everything to do with that. But it can also be, the 9th house is about adventure and exploration, all of that, whether that's at home or away. It has a foreign element to it, so international travel comes in with this, or international destinations, anything foreign. Import, export, learning about foreign cultures, studying foreign concepts, or anything to do with that. It's also about higher education and adult education. So you may be at this time wanting to learn something or study something, or you may be contemplating that, or perhaps a child or one of your children is contemplating that at this stage. It's all wrapped up with that. It can also be about as I said, the education system. So this can be about teaching. It's also about your sort of philosophy, religion, your belief systems, everything to do with that. It can also be the house of publishing. So you may be wanting to publish something, you may be writing something, a blog or whatever that may be. Any promotional work comes in under this. This is also the house of relationship to your in-laws. So you may need that. You may need your in-laws to assist you with your children at this time. That could be something coming up for you. It can also be about the rise of your intuition, or using your intuition at this time. And you've got Hathor receptivity, and also the rise of your psychic awareness. So, and with the Tara cards, especially White Tara with Ascension, you may notice that your intuition is really on point at this time. So the 9th house covers all of that. It can also be about the law and the higher courts. So you may be going through a legal situation. Perhaps that's to do with your children. Perhaps there's custody coming in, or perhaps you are contemplating certain aspects, or you're just waiting on some other legal matter at this time. That all may come in as well. At the bottom, we've got solar eclipse revolution. So there's a big change coming in for you. You've already had the fire element card, which indicates swift changes, which was manifesting in your 5th house. And the solar eclipse is also bringing this in. So you have got a really powerful variety of cards at the moment. Solar eclipse revolution is really that, a revolution in your life. So if you are falling pregnant, or trying to fall pregnant, or children are coming into your life in some way, or something to do with children, that will really cause a revolution in your life. So a complete change, a rearrangement, something really momentous, a complete change of direction, life path. This is all about self-mastery. It will be a bit of a jolt. Whatever comes in with this card, it will be literally the ending of one chapter and the beginning of another. So your attitude and your attention to detail and your juggling of all your responsibilities and everything else that I've already discussed is going to come in with this card, because your attitude, your positivity, your ability to be receptive to change, to be receptive to help, your ability to manifest positive things, all begins with you. Your attitude determines the outcome. So when these changes come upon you, and in that initial phase you're not quite sure what's happening, it is uncomfortable initially, but do whatever you can to navigate that path, and you will come out of it on the other side. But the initial jolt will cause a bit of an upheaval, especially with the solar eclipse card. So it may be also that a change may be that you need to initiate. So this can be something that you need to fix, change, or create to make something better, and you will create something much better. So look around you and see what needs to be changed in some way, and initiate it, because the universe likes it when you initiate change which you feel and you know is necessary. Otherwise it will come in and it will change it for you. So it could be to do with a business that you're trying to launch, or something to do with your children, or perhaps you're a teacher, or you're transmitting knowledge, or public relations, or publishing, or something that you're doing, you basically need to harness all the energies that are on the board, and initiate something to fix or create or change something to make it better. And that is what the energy of this card will bring in. We also have Hathor, as I said, children, child conception, adoption, custody, everything to do with that, just nurturing as well of yourself, but also of children, all comes in with the Hathor card. But it is also, again, receptivity. She is the goddess of receptivity. Allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, energy, and ability to give to others. So you can't give from an empty cup. You must give, but you must also receive, and you must do them in equal measure. And avoid negativity or pessimism. What you're doing is you're building up. You're basically building up your knowledge, but also your spiritual mastery, your self-mastery, and that is balancing your giving and your receiving. So be open, be receptive to help, be receptive to change, be receptive to whatever the universe is bringing you, because there's a message and there's a new path opening up for you in that. And it, as I said, certainly looks very much child-related. It could be teaching, as I said, however it is related for you, but it could also be an activity which you're busy with at this time. it could even be to do with a love affair, but be receptive to help and assistance or some kind of support coming in for you, and allow that energy to come in to replenish you as well. Just want to do a destiny card for you to round this off. This one, harmony. Okay, so this is what the white Tara card is all about. Also start delegating, green Tara. Everything is about creating harmony in your life, because if you are constantly rushing, constantly under stress, constantly talking and wearing yourself out, you're not in a harmonious environment. And because of the sensitivity and because of the ascension process, you are going to be really feeling a lot of changes in your body, but also in your attitude. Certain things are just not going to suit you anymore. Certain activities, things that you have done in the past, your value systems are changing. Everything's changing. And everything that the universe is going to be working towards in your life is to create harmony. And that is also obviously to do with children. Start delegating, or to do with your creative activities. Start delegating to create a more harmonious environment instead of you trying to cover or carry everything yourself. You won't be able to do it all. You're going to need to ask for help or to receive help and be in a receptive state, because you're going to be juggling, and with the solar eclipse and the fire element, there's a lot of energy coming in, and you're going to need to be able to harness that energy, but you need to do it in a harmonious way, and you can only do that if you are staying calm and making use of your resources, the people that are around you, communicating effectively, and assessing what is of value to you at this time. Okay, Gemini, take care, and I will see you next time.